What's up boys? Jadi sekarang kita lagi ada di Komputex di booth-nya Corsair di sini dan sekarang gua lagi sama orang Corsair di sini. Could you introduce yourself?
Sure, my name is Hans Peter. I'm the product marketing manager for the HydroX series line.
Right, so jadi dia namanya Hans Peter, dia product manager di sini dan dia bakal bantu kita buat ngejelasin hari ini ada apa di Corsair ini. Right, so could you now please explain what's happening here, what's going on here, right?
So we are diving into custom water cooling, so open water cooling that you can put together yourself. So you'll buy the individual components and you'll put it together into your PC. So customize everything. We have two different CPU blocks that will go onto your processors. We have the XE7 and the XE9. So the XE7 goes onto Intel 115X processors and AM4. The XE9 here goes on the high-end desktop market processors, such as Core i9 Extreme, Socket 2066, and AMD Threadripper. On these blocks here, we have made them out of transparent nylon that we injection mold, so they're completely transparent all the way down to the cooling fins. So you can see your coolant going in through there, and you can see everything moving around. We also have pre-applied thermal paste. So when you mount these, just with our all-in-one coolies, they just go directly onto the motherboard, then you screw them in and you're done. So installation is super fast with these. So they're made out of copper that has been nickel plated, so the performance is insane on them.
It's so convenient.
It's fantastic. So when we have the pump over here, because for a custom water cooling loop you also need a pump to pump the water around. In this pump here, it's a pump with a reservoir attached to it, so it's an all-in-one unit. We have a temperature sensor, so you can see how hot the coolant is. From this, you can go in and you can adjust fan speeds and pump speeds by the coolant temperature. In the box, we have rubberized mounting grommets here, so that vibration from the pump will be absorbed by these. We have 120mm fan mounts, 140mm fan mounts, so whatever case you had, or whatever radiator or fans you have, you can just mount it with the stuff that's in the box.
Okay, so we don't need any more?
No, you don't need any extra parts. We supply everything in the box.
Okay.
We also have a 24-pin jumper plug. So once you want to do bleed testing, then we supply a jumper plug that goes onto your power supply. So everything you could possibly want is in the boxes for these parts. Again, we have transparent nylon here, which is almost glass-like when you look at it. So it's
Gorgeous, it was beautiful.
And then from the top down here, we have 10 RGB LEDs, all individually addressable, so they will light up the entire reservoir. Now you also want GPU blocks in your cooling loop. So for these, we've made the XG7. So this is a full copper mill construction in here with an aluminum top, acrylic top here, and then aluminum shroud. So the only thing that comes in contact with the water is the acrylic and the copper. We don't want to introduce aluminum into anywhere near our loops. We have a built-in flow indicator. We have skived fins here, so they're incredibly dense and gives super good cooling performance. We include a backplate in all of the products. And then as with the CPU blocks, we have pre-applied thermal pads and pre-applied TIM. So installing these is just taking the PCB, putting it on, put the backplate on, screw it all together. It will be super fast. And again, everything's in the box. The backplate's included. And so it's a full conversion unit, this. When you mount it onto the PCB, it will look like a final block here. These ones here, again, we have 16 LEDs hidden under the shroud here. So they will light upwards and creating like really uniform and diffuse lighting. So this one here is for the 2080 Ti. This one is for RX Vega. But we also have blocks for 2080. We have blocks for 2070, which is a small one over here. And we also have blocks for 2080 Ti and 2080 Ti Strix, which can be seen up here. To combine all of these parts, you need fittings and you need tubing and you need coolant. So in custom water cooling, you'll take these fittings, mount them onto the water blocks, and then you'll mount your tubing and run it through your system. So mount this onto your blocks and then combine the different blocks and the different pump reservoirs together. So just like we've done on the wall up here, where you can see that from the pump, we have tubing that goes out into the CPU blocks, then coming out, going into the graphic card blocks, going into the radiators, and just looping around your entire system. So you can see our small flow indicator up here, really spinning around. We have 5 different coolant types. We have the green one, the blue, then we have transparent, purple and red. And then as we saw with the CPU blocks over there, this one is for Threadripper, for 2066, 115X, and then we have for the AM4 over there. And then for tubing, we have 12mm hard tubing, 14mm hard tubing, and then soft tubing here. It's because soft tubing is easier to install, but if you want a system that really looks really good, yeah, then we have the hard tubing here. You can either choose to bend this, like we've done here and here, or use these 90-degree angles and just saw it to length and then put everything together. So we've brought so many different customization options to the market here that if you want to do your own really custom build, you can do it with HydroX. By choosing Corsair, then you get a full ecosystem. We have everything from the hardware to the blocks, and all of the blocks ties together with Corsair IQ. So in IQ you can control fan speed, you can control pump speed, you can control all of your lighting. So everything is tied together into one ecosystem. You don't need to install 10 different programs to have one controlling your keyboard, one controlling your fans and your mouse. Everything is just tied together. So we believe that we've made the perfect system that just all works together. So for this one here, this is our 1000 monster build. So we've gone full out with this one to really show what can be done with HydroX series. In this one we have 3 different loops. We have 1 loop for the mini ATX system down here. Then we have 1 loop for the CPU and then 1 loop for the graphic cards. So this is an 18-core Intel 9980XE CPU and then dual 2080 Ti in SLI. So all of this is cooled and controlled through IQ. So via IQ we can control the different lighting modes and effects just by the press of a single button. We can also go in and then monitor the different temperatures. So as we mentioned before, we have the XT5 which has the temperature sensor included. So we can see the temperature for the ATX loop, temperature for the 2 other loops as well, and then what the fans are spinning at. We can also go in and monitor the different temperatures for our processor, our graphic cards, which you can see is now running at 2080 and 30 degrees, which is insanely low. So via IQ you can really customize everything from hotkeys on the keyboard to lighting to your fan curves. It's all in one program. And that's what makes this really neat, because it just makes everything work so seamlessly and flawlessly together. So it's water mixed with glycol, and then some anti-corrosion inhibitor and bio inhibitors to make sure that algae doesn't grow and you don't get corrosion in the loop. So it's a premix that's ready to fill it up with. So this one up here is red coolant, green coolant and blue coolant. So just as we saw with the white build there, that when you use clear you can just quickly change between all the colors. For this one it's best if you have red colors with the red coolant and then green colors with the green coolant. So we can take the reservoir and so this is all white lighting and this is all red lighting. And then we have all blue lighting. So the blue lighting will actually enable the UV effect here. So you can see when we switch between blue, it will instantly make the green UV light pop up. The same for the blue over here. So we have gone in and we've coded in 12 different profiles to the keyboard. So we can choose different lighting modes just by clicking here.
Right, so thank you for the explanation. It's been so great. So go look at all those easy customization for the open water cooling system. And yeah, any last words for our viewers? So when will this system come to maybe our country?
So the systems and the parts is already available now. So if you can find a local retailer who carries our parts, then you should be good to go.
Okay, and you just launched.
This is just launched a few days ago. So you can buy the parts and you can just get building.
All right. Okay. Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.